Started on this wave. Really nice paddle into the wave, nice and strong. Just be careful that kicking can sometimes actually slow us down, so try and get your feet nice and together and really engage your core, and then your shoulders will be able to activate even better. But really nice getting into this one. I really like this look down the line to see what's happening with the wave. Our pop-up here can be a little bit more fluid. So we want our hands to be off the board already by now, because your feet are in position, you want to be ready to go, and here you can see your hands are still holding onto the board. So let's try and focus on when we're popping up, we're releasing our hands a little bit sooner, so like it's one fluid motion. As soon as we're feeling pulling ourselves through, our feet are going to land, and we're already lifting our arms and getting ready to see what the wave is going to do. Then, really nice here. I really like the rail work here. Very nice coming back into the wave, this carve. You see the rails nice in order, but let's hold it for a bit longer. And then another note is let's get your back knee in a little bit more, which will allow you to drive through that turn instead of stopping over here. As you can see, your board goes a little bit flat, and you kind of pulled onto your front foot and you lost all that drive. So let's get that back knee in and really push with our back foot. A really nice back foot positioning here, so it's really nice on the back of the pad. Like that you went for this section. One thing that you can change here is coming out of it. Let's bend our knees. So you can see your body is leaning over to kind of compress, but that's what's causing your board to nosedive, because you're leaning over and there's a lot of pressure and the wave face is quite hollow. So you actually need to be compressing. What that's going to do is going to center your weight on the board, and it's actually going to lift your nose up so that it doesn't nosedive like that. So let's bend those knees. You can see here, you see your front leg is really straight, and then your back leg will also be quite straight because it's not bending in. So bend that back knee in, and when you're compressing, let's try and reach our front arm to touch in front of our front foot. What that would do is it will force you to actually bend your knees, because you can't compress and touch the front of your board without bending your knees. So focus on reaching that front arm, so that's this arm over here. It's your right arm to touch in front of your front foot, and that will help you to compress out of this turn. Then just going into this turn, we can rotate a little bit more with our front arm again. Let's try and rotate a lot more. So open up your shoulder. Picture your arm like coming around your body and you're really looking up into the wave. But really nice. So to go over again, let's get the pop up a little bit quicker and smoother. Just letting those hands go before you really start riding the wave. Then nice rail, let's just hold it a bit longer. How are we going to do that? Back knee in and really driving the board through that section. And then into our turn, front arm, let's rotate it around a bit more, so really like throwing our body around. And then when we're coming out of this turn, let's compress. Back knee in, touching the front of your board in front of your front foot with your front right arm.